coming over to say hi as we speak. Sorry about the late stuff. I know I told you guys in the comments here, but my mom was having some back pain here, so I pulled out my handy dandy massager gun that I bought a while ago, and she seems to be doing pretty well after that. But yeah, sorry about the belated or late stream, but here we go. We all know that we have to talk about some of the stuff that's going to be going on tomorrow. I will be waking up early and going to start an early stream for you guys. That way we can try to find out exactly what's going on here. We all know that there is going to be some big news surrounding Jerome Powell and the rate hikes tomorrow. I think as a channel and on YouTube and everybody like that, we've all kind of decided, I think rightfully so, that we're most likely going to have a let me check something with my mic very fast. My gate is set too high. I don't know why this reset threshold. There we go. Sorry about that. When the gate's messed up, it kind of gets cuts in and out for some reason. But okay, there we go. But yeah, oh sorry, D's nuts. My mom's doing fine. Her back's doing a lot better. They're visiting for tonight, and they're but what do you call, they are, I had some lasagna in the freezer, so they're making that, and I made a tri-tip roast too. So I made a tri-tip steak or whatever it is, pretty big one. I got it from the butcher shop a few days ago. It was really good. And I think they're making some apple pie, and they're feasting upstairs late night because it's a long day for everybody. But everybody's doing well, and don't worry about the drinks. What do you call it? I haven't had a drink for a while, so I got myself some bourbon and tea, so it should be pretty nice to drink that with you guys. So you know, as I was going back to, sorry, I lost my train of thought here for a second. It is going to come up to what's going on tomorrow as far as rate hikes are concerned. If we take a peek here today, maybe if I just go over here to CNBC, or maybe even FinViz, I'm not entirely sure. You know, you guys saw that banks just crashed again today, and this is after JP Morgan Chase was able to acquire all the assets. People are fearing that this banking crisis is going to get worse and worse and worse. And one of the things that I think we all kind of understand about banks is banks need to have credibility. Right now, only the large banks seem to have credibility. So we'll go back over here in a second. You guys know FinViz stock screener. You guys can see how it was just a miserable day today. Really, one of the only things that was up was Amazon, and that's because Amazon was down 4% yesterday. That's the only reason it's up right now. There's no real good reason for it. You got a few blips of green in here like J&J, ETN, stuff like that. Oil's getting demolished. I'm having to decide whether I want to keep some of my longer term dividend players or if I want to sell them off. It's definitely been a painful couple days here as the oil markets have gone down. But let's forget about the oil markets for a second. Let's go over here and we're going to go over to sector, financial, industry. We want to go to banks regional right here. And you're going to see all these banks hopped up and you can see how they've all come down. We're going to separate this by market cap here. We're going to start with the largest ones first. So you can see HDB, HDFC Bank Limited. This is in India. We actually want to make this go for United States. I forgot because we have to worry about our interest rates from our central bank. PNC down 2.5%, USB down 7%, Trust Financial down 7%. What do we have here? MTB down 3%, FITB down 5%, down 2%, down 6%, down 6%, down 5%, 2, 2, 6, 9, 7. Yeah, this was not a good day for banks, guys. Let's see who had the largest change, really. There was a few on the back end, but this is $18 million market cap, $77 million market cap. This is not necessarily what, you know, what you guys are going to be buying for some good opportunities here. So just be careful of these banks at the moment. A lot of you guys, if you want to take your YOLO type of shots and you guys want to have some fun, I'd recommend trading banks over trading stuff like GameStop and AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond. It makes much more sense here to be actually going after these bank stocks, especially if you guys want to try to hold them for a while. Some of these options can be very good. If you guys want to find some dividend ETFs here, that's probably a good idea. I have a couple I'll give to you guys later on in the week when I give out when I publish my dividend videos about like the top 6 ETFs that I'm buying plus 2 bonus ETFs. Those 2 bonus ETFs deal with the exposure of the banking crisis, but they are much higher risk, so you got to be careful with them. Excuse me, guys. Ooh, drinking too much. Now, as far as how do you find dividend stocks, this is a very easy thing to answer. Sorry guys, every time I move my finger, I'm flicking my cup and I almost drop in some bourbon. So all you got to do really is just go over here to FinViz. It's a free site. I think I probably have a link down below somewhere. If you do sign up, use my link down below. I don't get paid for it unless you like pay for something. But what you want to do is you definitely want to make an account here. This way you can save your settings, because like all of my settings are saved. You don't want to have to re-enter all these in or have to memorize them, which is a pain in the butt. I guess you technically do memorize these over time, but might as well just, you know, get them down first of all. But I have a video on that. So for now, all you would have to do, depending on what you're looking for, is just go right here to dividend yield. You just want it to be positive, and voila, you have a lot of stocks that you can find that have dividends. Now, if you want to get more in depth about that, you have to start looking about their health, their dividends, like specifically how much they're paying off in dividends, what has their history been, stuff like that. For the majority of you guys that are looking to get into dividend plays, though, I would say it's much easier as you're a beginner to just hop into an ETF that has solid dividends. That's usually the best recommendation I can give. And if you guys don't want to do that, you guys really just want to find stocks, find a few ETFs out there that have outperformed quite well. And then what you're going to do is just kind of see what they're made up of, and then try to acquire some of those companies that have those dividends, and then just kind of pick and choose what you can find out of an ETF that's been outperforming. Usually these are ETFs that hold stuff like Apple, you know, Google. That's what you guys are looking for. So let's see, but you can always go by sectors and everything. How do you do this on FinViz? There's a way to do it. Sector. Is it industry? Yeah, there you go. It's industry. Exchange traded fund, ETF. Do that. Now you're looking at all the ETFs that there are. Now you could start, you know, going a little bit more into detail here. Maybe you just want the ETFs in America. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe you want a larger market cap, so maybe it's above $2 billion. That way there's some money in it. Usually you kind of want a little bit more here, but this should be fine. And this is USA. Okay, there you go. So you got a few right here: ELD, Newegg, PRN, SIL, and you can see how they performed, and you can decide if you want some of those. You can always open it up a little bit by saying, hey, you want, you know, you don't care about the market cap, or maybe you're looking for a dividend over 4% or something like that. It usually depends on what you're looking for, because then all of a sudden you've opened it up to 394 stocks that you can look at, and you know, market cap doesn't play the biggest role in these things. That's why. But you can see right here, I don't know, what's had the biggest price raise today, if anything. Oh, geez. Daily banks, bull shares. Oh, yeah, 3x, they're down a lot. So this is the banking shares ETF. It's a 3x bulls. This is something that I might want to buy. It has a 5.62%. It's not something I recommend in the video tomorrow, but this is something I'm looking at when the dust has settled. So I'm not aiming for the bottom. I'm aiming for like a few weeks after I think the bottom is here, and I think this is going to be an opportunity for a lot of people. But if you go over here and you check out their website and you see what's actually making up their portfolio, you can see New York Com Bank Corp, Regional Financial, M&T Bank, First Horizon, Citizens Financial Group, Trust Financial, right? All these different things. These are all going to be parts of what's dragging this thing down. And you can see 100% regional banks right there. Let me zoom in here, right? This has so much exposure, which is why it is a dumpster fire right now. Like, this is just a dumpster fire. So you don't want to be buying it right now, but down the road, I am going to be taking some smaller positions on it and seeing what can happen. Again, the dividend isn't the best. It's only 5.5%, but that, I mean, that's honestly a good dividend. But you know, sometimes we look at the 10, 15x dividend plays, a little bit more risky, but they do pay off pretty well. But you can definitely see year to date 70%. 1 year it's down 76. 3 years it's down 21. 5 years it's down 45%. Nothing's been very good here. Let's go right here. Distributions, dividends hasn't been really that much. I guess, yeah, I can understand that after all the crap this thing has been under. But can I find out where it is? Daily funds list. Okay, so they got some Amalgamated Financial Corp. I can't pronounce that. Amalgamated Bank Corp. So they got a lot of stuff in here. Holding percent. Not they really have exposure to everything, and I don't know. Here it goes. Government cash. That's quite a bit, but that's safe. Treasuries. That's fine. Yeah, everything is pretty small here. You got some swaps. Of course, they got swaps. Western Alliance Bank Corp 2%. That's pretty heavy in there, and you guys know Western Alliance had a big bad day. I don't know what you want to call it, shitty day. Western Alliance. No. There you go. Yeah, down 15% today. At one point it was down to 750. Now it's back up to 30. This thing can easily go back down there, and I think that's why you're seeing everybody start to load up on puts. Now, if you guys are interested in options, I would just say be very, very careful of any implied volatility that you guys are trading. Those options are just not going to be what you guys are looking for. Let's go to whale. Yeah, let's go with whale stream here. I'm gonna take a sip of the good stuff. No reason. Oh, this is for FRC. Of course, there's nothing there. All right, so today it looks like, oh, whoa. Somebody bought a lot of puts on Coinbase today. Somebody is betting against Bitcoin, but staying in the safety of the stock market here. That's something you guys should be aware of. These puts expire 5/19. This is a $40 strike price. Just 1 second here, guys. Let's just go back over here to Coinbase. So beware, people are expecting Coinbase to have a pretty large dip here, which is interesting to say the least. But now going back over here, I don't know. Do you want to go by sector? No, we could just kind of go over everything here. Looks like today the whale sentiment was definitely bullish, a lot more put flow than call flow. Most of the money honestly just went to Coinbase puts, like a lot of money. $45 strike price, $45 strike price, $40 strike price, and right now the price is kind of hovering around $51. They're expecting a pretty substantial drop over the next 2 weeks. If you guys want to piggyback off of that, these are 5/19 puts with let's see, this $40 strike price has a price of $169. That's not too bad. So it's $169 per put. I wonder how this one's doing since they bought it. They bought it at $169. Right now it's at $129. If you want to chase long, you're going to get a better price than they're looking at right now. And I think Bitcoin as overall, guys, it's still been, I mean, look at all this crap we're dealing with. It's been volatile all the way. It's only going to get more volatile tomorrow as we kind of wait to see what the FOMC meeting comes out with the rate hikes and stuff like that, and Jerome Powell's press conference here. But let's see the VIX. We got VIX calls again. People want to see the VIX go up. Remember, guys, there was that VIX call that was in the tens of millions of dollars. That's not gonna expire for a couple months now. They're expecting the VIX to shoot up sometime in the next 60 days. They're probably right if they're making such a massive bet. Just in case you guys forgot what that looked like, let me go over here and let's go to historical flow. We don't have to look at dark pool data, but I just want to show you guys what's happened over maybe I think it was like over the last 2 weeks or something. Till today. Maybe that works out. I don't know if there's anything that was actually worse than that VIX call. Sorry guys, there's a lot of data that's going through this right now. Yeah, it says I maxed out on the thing. Oh, here we go. SPX. There we go. VIX 1.5. Yeah, I probably maxed out the data here, but you can see a lot of SPX puts. A lot of people are betting against the market this week. So let's see how this works out. These all expire 5/19, 5/12 over the last few weeks, guys. It's definitely not been the best as far as option flow. Definitely bearish. We've talked about this ad nauseum, though. The big thing here is that a lot of the indicators that we use, like MACDs, RSIs, stochastic indicators, whatever, all of them are kind of leveling off here and having some of those death crosses that kind of signal a bearish move is coming. However, because of earnings, we've actually stayed afloat quite well until today. I still think we're in a good spot. And then on top of that, we have interest rate hikes coming up, and then we have a banking crisis that seems to be getting worse. I want to remind you guys, after every bank has failed, the government and the news, CNBC, Fox Business, they've all come out and said the banks are safe. There's not going to be another crisis. And here we have another crisis after Silicon Bank Valley went down. Then we had Silvergate go down. Now we're having this bank go down. You know, this is a rolling crisis, and they're going to try to say it's not a crisis. But in my humble opinion, I do think we're looking at a little bit of a banking crisis right here that is kind of concerning me a little bit more. And hey, Daily Cheese, happy to see you. Finally going live when I'm off and available. Hey, Chef, happy to see you back. I saw you message a couple days ago. And hey, Holy Cola. So is there data released in the morning tomorrow, or is this just a meeting? So what's going to happen here, basically, is tomorrow around like 11 o'clock, Jerome Powell is going to announce the rate hike. So it is not in the morning. It's not necessarily data. It's just saying, hey, how much are we hiking rates? Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Rate hike chart, maybe economics will have it. Let's go trade economics. Okay, so you see how rates have been going up and up and up. We're basically at that day where the rate is going to be going up. Everybody's going to be talking about it. The market's going to have a very volatile time tomorrow, regardless of which way he goes, because there's like maybe 3 or 4 choices that this guy can make. The first and obvious one is to say, hey, we are not raising rates. We're pausing, and we're going to wait to see how the data goes. That's the first one. Now, that's not as likely, but that's a possibility. The second one and most likely here is that, hey, we are going to be raising by 25 basis points, and then we are going to pause. The other one is, hey, we are going to raise by 25 basis points, and we don't know if we're going to pause. We're still going to be data dependent. There are other variations there, like maybe he'll say, we're going to be raising by 25 basis points, but yeah, different variations. We don't have to worry about that. But basically, that announcement's coming out tomorrow. And hey, Wilder Studios in production, happy to see you back, man. And so right now we're at 5. We might be going up to 5.25, which I think the market is kind of pricing at this point. The problem is this gets higher and higher and higher, the banks are going to go through more of a crisis, a rolling crisis, if you will. Historically, this is the last 25 years. You can see we're kind of at a high point here, but going back to the 80s and the Carter administration, which had a lot of inflation, when we had to combat that inflation, we're nowhere near as bad as those 80s here. My head is probably blocking this way, so let me move this over here very fast. What am I missing? There you go. You can see all that inflation over there. Make my head move around instead. You can see all that inflation over there as far as how much we had to raise rates by. We're not dealing with that type of bad inflation, but we are dealing with some really bad inflation. So we're kind of higher than we were back in 2020. I don't think if you guys remember this, there was a huge drop off in 2018. We started to raise interest rates and the market just threw the biggest hissy fit ever. And it caused Jerome Powell to give up on raising interest rates. This is why people perceive him to be so weak about keeping rates high for a significant amount of time when it comes to inflation. He showed a lot of weakness. Let's go 5 years. Back here. Oh, again, my head's blocking it. Right there. He showed a lot of weakness. And basically what happened during 2018, if I can just go over here to the Dow. The Dow would be fine. Let's go to a weekly chart. So we're all having the good times here. This is 2018, right? 2018, 2019, we were kind of freaking out a little bit. And then what happened? He started to cut rates back, and then all of a sudden the gravy train kept on going until COVID. And then because we were still at 0 rates because, you know, we took everything down because of COVID, then we started to chug until all of a sudden we're kind of back here now, before possibly a larger drop off. But this was all it took to make Jerome Powell pretty much just give up, which was kind of stupid of him because now he looks weak. And this is why so many of the banks thought, hey, he's not going to keep rates up for that too long. The market's already pricing in rate cuts at the end of this year. That's how much they believe he's going to give up fighting inflation if the economy starts to go sideways. And it's kind of a crazy thing. Now, if we go over here to the SPY, same thing. We were topsy-turvy. There was some scarcity, people being very scared about it. He had to change his tune. I think the rate started coming back down. Oh, I wish I could have an exact thing. So the rate started coming back down at the end of 2019, 2020. So, you know, right around here. Oh, this is 2000, yeah, somewhere around here, I guess. Yeah, probably somewhere around that because we were double topping. That probably moved the rally that caused the breakout there. But basically, this does have a lot to do with what's going to happen with the market over the next few months. Again, I would suppose that we're going to be looking at a 25 basis point rate hike. I think that's what everybody else is thinking out there. However, we need to make sure that there is some... Oh, I'm freezing? Uh-oh, that might be my internet, and I can't control my Xfinity here. Sorry about that. Freezing? Oh, yeah, and the United States can run out of money. Sorry, guys, I can't control my Wi-Fi speeds here. This could definitely just be Xfinity shit in the bed. Let me go over here and go to... Ookla speed test. Of course, it's the day that I pay my bill. So it says my Wi-Fi isn't as fast as it needs to be in order to stream 4K. Normally I'm looking for like 40 or so, but I'm only getting 33. So it seems like my frames are dropping a little bit here. A few seconds ago, yeah. Alright, so what I'm gonna have to do here is... What can I do to mitigate some of this? Okay, let's take off the music. Let's have no desktop audio. Maybe that's less signal going through. I wonder what else I can do here to kind of soothe the ceiling, because I don't know what else they can do. I can't tell. Let's see. No, it's still whacking out on me. Not as much maybe now.